If you guys have any questions, just drop them in the box. We'll be talking
Hey
here for
man,
like, what's going on? How
this
are
is
you?
literally my first ever live, so I'm
Oh,
excited.
really?
Yeah,
Well, I'm glad I'm the first one to pop your live cherry.
yeah, for sure, man. I mean,
Uh,
uh,
how-
pretty
how's
exciting.
yeah, how's like everything going on with you? Because have you been going out or have you just stayed
Oh, my
inside
friend
since?
just joined too. Hey, Angie. Sorry, sideways.
Oh, yeah, I mean, you're good. If they have any questions, just say hi or just if you guys have any
Yeah, for
questions, just drop them
sure.
below.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
seeing that.
Yeah.
Are you able to hear me well?
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
no
Okay,
worries.
cool. Yeah, so it's different, man. Like everything is changed, and
Yeah.
we have to adapt. So this is
Yeah.
my setup now. I'm in the I'm at home with monitors and working from home. So no
Nice. What do
climbing, no yoga.
you what do you
Yes.
do for work?
Oh, so I work mostly as a software engineer. So I work in like virtual reality, build like VR virtual realities algorithms and fancy stuff.
Fancy stuff.
Yeah,
Are you like doing a lot of just like coding or dealing with
yeah,
numbers or yeah?
yeah, a lot of programming. Hey, hi Ryan. I see you waved.
Yeah, and yeah, if any of the guys joining, like if they wanna just ask any questions, you guys can
Yeah, for
drop them
sure,
below.
man.
But yeah, let's just talk about like how you're optimizing your day right now.
Yeah,
But let's start with your work. Like, what has changed? Because I know you work at an office, right?
yeah. I used to work at an office. Now I'm working at home. So pretty much, like work-wise, not much has changed because it's the same screen, same keyboard,
Yeah.
and it's the same, almost same work. It's just that people are joining. Okay. Um, it's like we gotta get a virtual workout in. Yeah, for sure. I think next one we should be working out and not
Yeah,
just sitting.
I'm so down for that. And if people want us or to critique their form, we can do that too.
Yeah,
Um,
we can do some like pull-ups and like people can just join with
yeah,
the pull-ups and push-ups workout.
yeah, let's
Yeah,
plan it
so
out.
it's a lot of distractions with like TV and stuff. So at least
Hmm.
first week was mostly, um, I was mostly spending time like watching TV and not doing a lot of work, but it's
Yeah.
getting back. Like we're humans, we adapt pretty quickly. So now I'm back to
So what? So you say you mentioned that you were distracted by TV specifically.
yes.
Did you just say like let's not watch TV until X amount of time, or were you
No,
or
well, I mean, I just decided like last week I'm just gonna take it easy, not worry about like anything, set everything aside, and just just watch TV, have fun, do nothing, and then
yeah?
I just got it out of my system, and now I'm like, okay, I have to focus on work, so like it's just easier. I don't even feel like watching TV now, like only at nights or like maybe
Yeah,
on
gotcha.
weekends.
Gotcha. Because
So,
I think I think you're very relatable to a lot of people right now who transition from their office job to their homes. And
hmm
yeah, probably their first week was the weird one where they had to adapt. And like you don't have any kids or any like anyone else living with you, right?
yeah, no,
So it's probably easier
I'm the
for
lucky.
us. It's probably easier for us like single
Way
guys.
easier, that's
But
for sure.
if you had a family or a dog or something like
Yeah.
that, they're gonna be around. So you gotta manage time even better. Then I know my friend who just joined the live Revolution. He
Hmm.
has a family, so
Yeah.
it's probably a little troublesome. Well, he already works from home, so
Well, then it's not new for him, but I know it's definitely like I've been talking to a few people, and it's definitely harder for them, like with kids and everyone at home. So,
yeah.
uh,
What would be your advice for someone that is transitioning? And let's keep it like to single people because like that's us.
mhm.
Like if someone is in your same shoes where they went from an office to their house, how would you structure their day for productivity?
Right, good question. That's that's a hard one to
Yeah,
answer. It's very dependent on the sort of job they do. So like it's kind of difficult to give like a generic answer to this, but I'll try to put it in like some structure. So like for
yeah,
example, if there's a person who's like a receptionist and she has to work from home now, so her work would completely be like her structure for the day working from home would be different from someone who's like a software engineer who's working from home, because like the receptionist now has like maybe she was dealing with a lot of people interactions and taking calls, and that's going to be like significantly different when you're home. But like when you're a software engineer, there are days when you have work from home, so it's not as hard.
hmm
uh, so like I can probably speak more for like people who are doing like software or marketing, like digital marketing kind of,
yeah.
like
Let's stay there because like
yeah,
that would be your zone of
it's
expertise.
yeah. So I'm sure the first week of transition, and again, like we don't know how. Oh, definitely challenging. Yeah, for sure, man.
Hell
Definitely
yeah.
challenging. We don't know how long this is gonna last, and like keeping hope, like hey, 2 weeks, it's a good thing, but let's not like just assume that hey, it's gonna be 2 weeks. It could be months. So we
Yeah.
have to like not be like okay, it's just gonna be over. So I'll just not do anything for 2 weeks and I'll be back to office. But it's not gonna be like that. It's probably be a few months. Who knows, right? It could
hmm
be next 3 months you're gonna have to work from home. And keeping that in mind, maybe like first week, as I said, it was harder for me to like transition, and I talked to a lot of people who also resonated with the same. Like they said, like their first week was really hard, concentrating. They were like, they're not motivated. They're like, hey, what's happening? I cannot go out. Uh, I can't focus on work. I'm doing, a bunch of other things like watching TV or sleeping too much or eating snacks. We'll get to
Yeah.
that, like you are the expert in that area. So we'll get to eating healthy meals at home, during this time. But when it comes to work, it's okay. Like don't feel guilty that hey, everyone's going through this transition, and let it go. Like 2 3 days, it's okay if you don't get anything done. Like let your mind settle down. Set up a space. Like for example, I don't know if I can flip my camera in this, but I
Yeah, yeah, you can.
can.
There
Well,
should
I'm
be
not.
a. No, that's
Okay, yeah.
perfect.
So like just set up like a small desk for yourself, Don't sit in the bed and sit with your laptop. I mean, I know that's way more comfortable probably for some people, but that's not what you're gonna do. Like the important part is I think I heard this with Mo as well when you were talking to Mo. The very important aspect is like set up your desk where you're gonna be like working. It's I know it's very hard to like change out of your pajamas and put on work clothes, or but again that kind of helps, even though it's like cliched and people might think that hey, it's this idea is like so cliche and everyone says the same thing. It works, like right now I could just be in my pajamas and sweaters and it probably doesn't feel as good, like when I don't know what happened to the light, sorry. Yeah. uh, so set up your desk, if you have monitors, set up your system and then get into that same routine, like same routine as you would do in when you're working at the office. Like get up in the morning, have your coffee, work out, meditate, whatever, cook your meals. Everyone has their own routine. Stick to that. So like it's okay to let, a few days go, like a couple of days, 3 days, and then I'm sure you can get back to it, and you will feel like it. Like you won't even feel like watching TV all day. I mean, those who are saying that are probably lying. Just make doing it Instagram for Instagram likes. They're like, I'm watching TV 24/7. No one can do that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I feel like you reach a point where, like you said, like the first days are always scattered, like because you have no order.
Yeah,
But if you force yourself to like have a routine where you wake up, you shower, you eat breakfast, you dress
yeah,
up, like that's definitely gonna put you in that zone of like, okay, it's back to the rhythm that we had before. It's just a
yeah,
different environment, but yeah, the desk thing is crucial. Have a space, because like I work from home too, and it's challenging sometimes because you got all the distractions. Like with me, I like cooking, so like I'm
Mhm.
right next to the kitchen. Like
Right.
so it can be challenging sometimes, but yeah, just having the space where you're like, okay, I'm gonna work, and like you can set time brackets for yourself, like
Yeah.
an hour, 30 minutes or so, and then make sure that you walk around the house, just because we're not going to a place to work anymore, so we're getting less movement. So
That's for sure.
it's crucial that you stand up, stretch, like move around, even if it's just going to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like that's a little something.
Hmm. Yeah, and I mean, I would basically when I'm at work, I would go to like people's offices or cubes and just talk to them, like say hi, and
Yeah.
you're missing that interaction, and I know everyone's facing this, so it's okay even if it's like over Skype or Teams or whatever form you use, just chat with them like outside of work topic. Like I do that all the time these days. Like I have like a couple of people I talk to every single day when I'm at office. Like I would go to their cubes and we would just discuss like different ideas like stocks or anything. So I talk to them about these same things every day. Like morning I would just ping them, or like calling is probably harder, but like just chat with them like, hey, what's up? I think that even that kind of helps. It gives you like a false, I don't know if it's a false belief, but like it'll give you an idea that hey, you are actually at the office or working. So
Yeah. No, I agree. Like that communication aspect of things, like it's so crucial. We're lacking on it right now. I feel like everyone kind of knows what everyone else is going through, but like unless you get to that point where you're like calling them and both of you are like, "Hey, I'm going through that too." Like, I've
yeah,
been
yeah,
distracted too. Like it just gives you comfort to know that you're not alone in this.
yeah, for sure. Okay, so basically I want to ask you some things, like I'm sure a lot of people are struggling with the idea of no gym, and I'm sure like they barely went when it was they were open. I'm not judging, but like sometimes when you take things away from people, they want it the most, right? And now
Yeah.
everyone is screaming about, hey, there is no gym. What do I do? How do I work out? And you being the master of body weight, and like even I have not been to the gym in like 3 years now, and we have always like we met through that. We met through like body weight training. So what's your advice to like just basic fitness routines? Like how would you space it during this work from home times? How would you space your like, let's say someone was actually going to a gym and they don't know what to do because they were probably following some class or like a boot camp, right?
Hmm.
And now they're lost. They probably have these online fitness classes, but they're not, as motivated. Like, what is your
Okay.
advice to them?
So yeah, no, having a routine to keep it super simple. If it's like you can do the same workout 3, 4 times a week, just to keep things in the groove. But first thing it would be have a schedule. Like if you felt your best when you did a workout in the morning, do it workout in the mornings. If you felt your best after work, like around 5 or 6 or 7 p.m., then
Yeah,
do it at those times to keep the same lifestyle rhythm, and that's just gonna make you have the best performance because you already had that performance before.
right.
As far as exercises, um, depending on what workouts you were doing, like right now you're limited to body weight, and
Mm-hmm.
if you have weights, cool. If you don't need them.
Or
But
you can
the
use like
biggest,
resistance bands.
yeah, you can do resistance bands. I personally don't have any, so I like never do any of those things. But I'm like me and you are like really good at body weight, but it would be having exercises that hit the basic movement patterns in your body. So push, pull, overhead pressing, like vertical pulling, so like a deadlift, um, a hip hinge. So that would also fall into like the deadlift. But they can achieve these movement patterns just by doing push-ups, pull-ups, any type of rowing, like an
Right.
Australian pull-up. Uh, for the vertical pushing, it could be they can grab a heavy object and just overhead press it, or if they're freaking animals, they can do a handstand push-up.
Right. So do you think we should like, just have like a small workout and then like not today of course, but like we'll do it maybe in a couple of days and
Yeah,
let's do a
for sure.
live workout demonstrating some of the exercises so people can just pick it up and like, you know, try their own
Yeah,
variations, like simpler variations and tougher variations. We can show both.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like right now I have a workout program that I'm selling, and
Yeah,
it's the structure is just like I love supersets. So I do a pushing, a pull, and then same thing for the legs. Like I would do something that's quad dominant and then something that's glute dominant. So it's
right.
hitting both sides, and with the right now a lot of people are not doing a lot of cardio just because
Yes.
they can't at home. They can't like be on the treadmill unless they have one at home. So my biggest recommendation for that is, bodyweight circuits or jump rope.
Doing it. Hmm?
Yeah, so like or jump rope. Like just
Yeah,
get a jump
jump
rope
rope
and,
or
and
just
just
walk up down the stairs, man. Like even
yeah. If you
if you
have
can,
stairs, like not
if you have
everyone does.
stairs, just run
Yeah.
up down like 10 times, and I think you're good. You don't.
Yeah. If you do have stairs, like yeah, just going up and down is gonna be great. You can grab something heavy and do a type of carry or a farmer walk.
Yeah,
That's gonna give you a big leg pump for sure.
yeah. That's great actually. And then with respect to like food, which is the most like I see so many posts, so many memes about it. Like everyone is struggling to eat well.
Yeah.
Because, like easy access to kitchen, easy access to snacks. I feel like I took this opportunity personally, and I've been eating way healthier than I used to because like now I don't spend time um, like I don't spend time traveling, so like that's like 1 hour saved, and then I'm not at the climbing gym for like ridiculously long 3 hours. So I think I have 4 more hours in a day, and
Hmm.
I feel like I can cook now. Like I mean, cooking was not my priority before. I would put like climbing and other things on a priority list higher. So I would just buy food outside, and I would still eat healthy-ish. But now, since like I have so much time, I think it's way easier to cook and way easier to cook healthy meals, and it's cheaper too. Like I've realized that hey, my credit card bill in the last month, I haven't eaten outside at all. And for someone who hasn't cooked in last 3 years, I feel like if I can do it, anyone can do it because it's so easy. Like just take a lot of vegetables, and I mean, I am plant powered, so like I would not eat meat, but I'm sure you can have some meat recipes for people who eat a lot of meat, and it's probably easier too sometimes. Just throw it in the oven. I've seen amazing recipes by you. So like,
Yeah.
what's your thoughts on food, and how can people tackle this?
So it would be like know your staples. Like right now, everyone needs whole foods
Yeah,
to yeah, like how you said, like you were used to buying food outside. Like you're used to just having someone else give you food. It's not necessarily the money thing; it's just the time thing. Like how you mentioned, it's
yeah.
just
Like for me, I never like when people tell me some things like, "Hey, I don't have time for the gym," or "I don't have time for cooking," I'm like, "Hey, let's just restructure that sentence. Like that's not my priority." So as I said,
mhm.
I would say like I don't have time for cooking, but then I changed that sentence, and I started saying cooking is not on my priority list. Like there's things like I want to do climbing for like 3 hours, and I'm gonna spend those 3 hours at climbing because I like
Yeah,
that way more than cooking. I was still able to maintain healthy like eating, but it was way more expensive. And now that I have that time because I'm not climbing or other things, then you can like switch to, and it's very easy. Like for example, like in the evenings I make something like throw in all the berries in a smoothie machine, like raspberries, blueberries, mangoes, strawberries, mint, and like there's so much you can do, and just
yeah,
blend it, and that's a perfect smoothie, and it's very healthy. uh,
yeah, yeah. I'll add to that. Like I like meal prepping. I don't know if you meal prep, but
I
like
don't yeah
cooking every 2 or 3 days will save you so much time.
yeah
I like to cook like 1 or 2 sources of protein that will last me 2 to 3 days. Like right now, I have a lot of chicken,
hmm
so I cook three fat chicken breasts, and that'll last me like 2 days, maybe 3 days. So that way, the only things I have to cook are my carbs, which are usually rice, potatoes, sometimes pasta, but usually it's just those two. And then breakfast stays the same, like eggs, maybe oatmeal.
I see.
And like I mix the chicken with the eggs in the morning too. And then for lunch and dinner, I try to keep the same thing, like just my chicken plus whatever carb source I want, like either rice or potatoes, and just
Interesting.
I just have that twice, and then in between everything, I add vegetables, and if I don't want vegetables, I'll blend them. Like I'll make a smoothie with them.
Right.
So
And
it's
then
very it's
simple
just time. Yeah,
works.
it's simple, time efficient. I think the biggest thing that people are scared of is that they don't have any variety when it comes to like their foods. Like they're used to going to a restaurant and seeing like 10 different options, but now
Mhm.
you're at home, like you're buying either, two, three different types of meats, and then like maybe two, three different types of carbs. Obviously, if you have a family, you're trying to please everyone, especially kids. But but
Right.
if you're just feeding yourself, it's so much easier because if you buy too much, the food's gonna go bad. So
Yeah.
so it's easier just to like buy a lot, and especially if you buy meat right now, buy a lot and freeze it. Um,
Right. Okay.
and like with me, it's kind of like the same. Like I meal prep my proteins for 2 to 3 days in advance, and like I move the meat from the freezer to the fridge, and it detoss like in 2 to 3 days. So by the time I finish my meal prep, it's already like it's not iced anymore, so I can cook it pretty easily.
Right.
So that's like my
Yeah, that's
system that
interesting.
works. Yeah, that's my system that works,
Yeah,
and
I
it's
think what everyone
really
should
fast.
find a system that works for them because every single individual is different, and like one thing works for someone and same thing may not. Like I've been cooking so many different things, like so much variety. Like I didn't even know I can cook so well till I tried, right? And now I cook so many different things. Like there's one thing that's like very easy, which is like roasted vegetables. Just get all the veggies and like use olive oil and spices and throw it in the oven. You can use it for like 3 4 days, and then
Yeah,
use it with like any other main source of meal. Of course, like being more like vegetarian or like just eating vegetarian food, I don't really do calorie counting as like you guys do. Again, it comes with like different goals. Like my goal
yeah.
is not like bodybuilding or anything, so I don't really focus that much on like, hey, I need my protein or like. I think I get enough protein for like my goals as such. Like with veggies and fruits, I think you get enough protein. But
No, I'm sure you do because like your physique shows it. Like you're not gaining body fat. Like you're
yeah,
staying pretty much the same like lean physique year round. So you're more intuitive with that. Like I like to just know my numbers so I can modify.
exactly. Yeah,
But the biggest thing that I would have anyone pay attention to, regardless of whether your goal is muscle building or fat loss, is to pay attention to your energy level. Whatever you eat, like pay attention to how it affects like just your energy in the moment and the next
right.
2 hours. Especially
Yeah,
now that you're working at home, like you want to make sure that you're fueled up good. Otherwise, you're gonna get distracted, feel lazy, get tired,
yeah.
and it's so much easier to be unproductive when you feel tired and lazy.
Exactly. I don't recommend afternoon naps to people who are working from home, like at all. Because you are not taking afternoon naps when you are in office, unless you were. So like if you are taking afternoon naps when you are working
Yeah.
at office, then just continue that. But if you're at home and you're not used to like sleeping like 30 minutes in the afternoon, just don't do that at home because like that's just gonna change your routine again, and it makes it harder to go back as well.
No, I agree. I mean, the biggest thing with that, if you want a nap, it's probably because you're not getting enough sleep.
Yeah,
I I'm personally not a napper. Like
yeah,
I feel so like I wasted so much time if I nap in the like in the middle. Like it's just my thing. But napping is great if you're sleep
I like
deprived.
naps.
But yeah, no, and it's great. Like for me, I guess I don't need them.
Yeah,
Um, so if it works for you, it works for you. But just go to sleep early. Like if it, so make sure that you wake up at the same time. Like go to sleep around 10 or 11. Wake up
yeah.
at
Wake up at
6, 7, 8.
5 6. Yeah.
Yeah, like whatever works for you. There's no like I'm not
Do we
telling you
have
to go to
like
with that.
any questions on? Did you get any questions which we need to like
Uh,
answer or like?
I don't see any questions. Whatever you see is what I see. So people are just waving. But if you guys have any questions, just drop them below.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we covered some really good things though, like how to be more productive at home. So have a
Yeah.
routine, have a desk, a place where you
Perfect.
work. When it comes to nutrition, pay attention to what works for you and like be mindful of foods that give you energy.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, if you're gonna buy some chips, like pay attention to how you feel 2 hours from then. Um, and
Yeah,
also pay
like
attention to like, yeah, like
if
with
you're
anything.
eating too much sweets, it's gonna bring your energy down like after a few
Yeah,
hours. Like
even fruit, even if you eat a lot of fruits, like a big ass smoothie,
yeah,
like you'll probably have that insulin spike and like you feel
yeah,
the sugar
yeah,
rush.
yeah.
It won't hit you as hard as ice cream, but it might hit you depending on how much you do it.
Yeah, but like times like these, we need to like keep like eating whole foods, like mostly fruits, vegetables. Don't eat any of the pills. I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about supplements because I know right now with the whole corona thing, there's so many people saying that they have like the cure for like if you take this supplement that'll be like you'll be immune to the disease, but it's not true. Like
So
there's
I
nothing you
mean,
can do for that.
I'm probably not like the best. So I haven't used any supplement in, I would say, like 3 years now. Like
Yeah.
3 years is, I keep saying 3 years because I used to lift weights and I was like eating meat and everything. That's when I went completely vegetarian, like almost pescatarian, but like sometimes I eat fish, but mostly I eat vegetarian. And then no supplements. So like for personally for me, I haven't had any interaction with supplements, but I'm sure you recommend your clients too. So like you probably can shed some light on that for those who are
Yeah, so
interested.
so
But I don't
supplements are
recommend
only good.
supplements. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah.
No
No,
supplements.
and that's because you get a lot of like vitamins from food, like vegetables and fruits.
Yeah, yeah,
Like if those should be your main source of vitamins and minerals
100%.
and everything.
Yeah,
Same thing with food, like meats, like or any like carbohydrates, like they have so much vitamins and minerals. So if your diet is pretty good with that, you don't really need supplements.
yeah,
You can play
exactly.
around with them, but you don't need them if your diet is good. That saying like a supplement will never replace the diet, so that comes first. Clean up your diet,
100%.
eat more food, eat more vegetables, more fruits.
Yeah. Like for
You
example,
might
like uh, yeah, sorry. Like, so for example, if you're preparing for like a bodybuilding show and then you need to maintain that low carb, high protein, then maybe like protein supplements could be helpful. I don't know. Like, is that what you
yeah.
would recommend too?
I mean, protein is like you don't need to take a protein shake if
Mhm.
you're eating enough protein on your diet. Like I personally, I would rather not recommend protein shakes because at the end of the day, that's processed. But
Right.
it's if it'll hit your goals because of convenience, then by all means go for it. And then you'll have that transition period of like maybe you'll do it for a month where you like drink one shake per night or something if you're low in protein. But then eventually you'll be like, well, I just want more real food because real food is more satisfying on
For
your
sure.
system than a
Yeah.
supplement. Yeah,
100%.
same thing with like protein bars or anything snack, any like healthy snack like that.
Yeah,
Like
I'm
eating,
guilty. I'm guilty
yeah.
of that.
No, but it's just like if you're eating whole foods, like whole big meals,
Yeah.
like you will not need any snacks. I think snacks sometimes are psychological. People they feel like they need one, or like same thing when you go to a restaurant,
Yeah.
like you don't need dessert. Like that's just the business
You will
model
still
of the
have it.
restaurant.
Or
Yeah,
you
like
don't need wine.
you don't need an entree. You don't need any drink like wine. You don't need dessert. You just need your like main course meal, and like everything else is extra. But we're so programmed that when we go there, like that's the business model. Like,
Yeah.
what's your entry? Here's the main dish. Here's the
Yeah.
dessert. Here's the drink list. So I mean, it's a good business model but like you just need one main meal, and that's good. But for us supplements, like it's just very basics, the ones I recommend, which is a multivitamin.
Mhm.
And that's just because like you probably food is good, but it might not be as good, but it's just extra. And then
Right. May not be
you
enough.
can yeah, so I mean, it doesn't hurt. Like you will not notice like from one day one to day two, like your energy will be crazier. But you'll notice that if you're eating cleaner, like your
Right.
energy will be crazier. So multivitamin, basic fish oils, and like right now, vitamin D is crucial because we're not getting enough sunlight. But and some people don't get enough sunlight just because of where they live.
Yeah.
Like we're blessed here in San Diego, although the days have been not great recently. Um, let's see, we have a question. How about some healthy options if you decide to order food for delivery at home? Okay.
Yeah,
So
Luis can
if
answer
you
that.
okay, yeah, I don't do much delivery.
I
I've
don't
been
either.
wanting to mess around with like the Whole Foods delivery for ones who can't cook to save their life.
Learn to
I mean,
cook.
like meal prepping companies are great.
Yeah.
Uh, if they work with your lifestyle, like I've had a lot of friends and clients who like prefer meal prepping companies just because they don't want to deal with the cooking. But if you can find some like a cooked meat already, or maybe it's frozen, like frozen chicken, like that'll save you so much time for the cooking. You just have to like cook it or like heat it up on the stove. Um, but
What's your
as far,
opinion on like Chipotle? Is that healthy? You consider healthy?
I mean, at the end of the day, you're eating out. It's a restaurant. Like you never truly know what types of oils they're using.
Yeah.
So even if it's healthier, like as far as the food quality is better, it's still fast food. So I would
Yeah.
not prioritize it. But
Mhm.
if you're on the go and that's like you're maybe traveling and like you don't have time to like cook or you don't have a kitchen, then yeah, it's a good alternative in the meantime. But I would not make it your staple like as far as like where you go to eat. But besides that, like to give you more options, there's some like steak companies that'll send you frozen steaks. I think like once a month or so. Like
Okay.
those would be great. Those would be great to have handy if they work with your diet. I know there's the imperfect produce, or I forget what it's called, but where they send you cheaper vegetables because they're not as aesthetically
Oh yeah.
pleasing as other
Yeah,
ones.
yeah, I've heard of that. It's the
Yeah,
same
so
same vegetables. They're just not aesthetically
yeah,
good. So like the
yeah,
grocery stores refuse to take them, and then these guys can sell
yeah,
it directly.
yeah. So research that. Like you might be able to find good deals on that and
But
just
I
get
think the
home.
question was what takeout food he should order because he cannot cook.
None. Nah, but
Just learn to cook. It's not that hard. If I can do it, like I haven't cooked. Like I mean, it's very shameful to say, but like last since I moved to San Diego, I've just been eating outside, and every single day, like every lunch, I haven't cooked anything at home. And for dinner, I would be eating like cereal and stuff. So like it was terrible. But
mm,
like last 2 3 weeks, I have had so much time at my hand. Like as I said, no traveling, and then no long workouts anymore. So like I had so much time that it's so easy to like just buy a bunch of like veggies, and if you eat meat, then like meat, and then just look something up online, and it's not that hard.
yeah,
Like throw it in the oven, and then oven cooks it for you. Like you don't even have to be
yeah.
like an
I
extremely
think I
good
think
chef.
yeah, no, just yeah, no, I agree 100% with what you said. Just look up some YouTube tutorials. Like you only need one or two meats to like because I know he's a meat eater.
Yeah,
Like I would learn how to cook chicken and steak or ground beef. Like those three things. If you know how to cook them, like you'll have so many meals.
yeah.
But the main thing would be, and I love using the oven. Like I recently started using it before I was scared of it, but it was as easy as going online to like see a recipe and just seeing the recommended temperature, just heating it up, putting the meat in there for 10, 20 minutes, whatever the recipe says, and then checking it and then taking it out when it's ready. You might mess
Yeah,
it
and
up, two, three times, but it's okay.
for all the like vegetarian folks out there, there's same thing. Like you can find like tofu and soy, and then there's paneer, which is like an Indian version of you know uh, sort of a cheese, but not cheese. Like,
Mhm.
and it's the same. It has same texture, protein. You can you can cook it on like uh, in the oven or roast it or whatever way you want to cook it. Just look up some recipes, and so it's not just like it's not that hard, you know.
Yeah, and right now everyone has the time, so they don't have any
Yes.
excuse.
No
But I
excuses.
know I know Daniel, the one who has that question. he knows how to cook. So
He's
he,
a
he has a he has a Mexican cooking book. So if anyone wants Mexican recipes that are healthy, check him out. Um, so and like he's a big advocate of slow cookers, and I'm a big fan of slow cookers too,
Oh
because
yeah. Tell me about, you have some, what is it? The crock pot? What is it called?
yeah, yeah, the crock pot,
Instant
yeah,
pot.
crock pot or yeah, instant pot. There's so many names, but it's basically a slow cooker. That's like the device name. So you just like for example with chicken, you just throw in your de-thawed meat, put it in there for, and you just put the settings on like high or low, and you'll have your
And
chicken
let
will
it
be
cook.
made in like 4 to 8 hours depending on the setting that you put. So it's great if you're busy because you can just
Right.
put it there, go to
Yeah.
work, come back. Like right now we're not doing that, but you can set it up in the morning, and
Hmm.
by the evening you'll have dinner already ready. So
Cool.
it's super time efficient,
It
and he
is.
knows. So
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I would definitely like right now since everyone has time to learn how to cook, uh, learn how to cook in the oven and learn how to use a slow cooker or a crock pot. Like I think those two things will be so huge on time saving.
Yeah.
Um,
And
like I
then I,
love using. I was gonna say that I love using pans, but like recently, like it's the cleanup. It makes me frustrated, so
yeah, it
I'd
is.
rather just put it in the oven or the
Oh,
slow cooker because I only have to clean one thing.
yeah, for sure. I think even after this, once we like go back to work and like work from home is over, I still think I would like be cooking, because it's not that hard. I would be cooking for most part, like vegetables and like cook it for like 3 4 days and keep using it. So this
Yeah,
time
and
definitely has like taught me so much. Just like 1 week, and
yeah,
it's helped me at least get back into like cooking, which is like a very important aspect, I think.
no, that's huge because like you can use that knowledge now to go anywhere you go. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, you can like whenever this is over, however long it takes, like
yeah,
you'll probably still eat out here and there, but
for sure.
you'll have this habit and knowledge of knowing how to cook. So you'll
Exactly.
probably
It's
not
very powerful.
always
You can
prioritize it.
you can invite dates over and cook at home, rather than going to
Dude,
restaurants.
that's huge. Learn how to cook a steak and like your dates will
For
love you.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, but if anyone else has any questions, just drop them below. Um, we'll
Yeah.
for sure make a workout
Yeah. Let's
video
do
soon.
a workout live, like we'll work out live, just like
Yeah,
what we're doing right now. And we'll probably just be doing different exercises to show people what they can do. And like not just for like people who are like experts or like they already know how to do, but people who are like, maybe there were some people who just joined gyms like this January, and they are like, hey,
yeah.
now it's I don't have a gym to go to, and uh, they can use that as an excuse to like run out of it. And you don't really have that excuse, because like there's so many avenues to like work out at home, and you're saving so much time to like go to the gym and come out of it. There's no travel time, so you definitely have more time to do stuff. So I think we can use it more wisely.
Oh, I agree 100%. And use the same like type of schedule. Like if you were going to work, like right now it's so easy to use the whatever time you use to commute. So
Yeah,
like yeah, you use that commute time to work out. Like it's easy, simple transition. You're not spending
yeah,
more time than you were already, and you're being more productive. So I think that'll be a cool little hack or tip.
for
But
sure.
let's
I
just
would. I think I
stay
wanna.
here.
Yeah,
Huh? Oh no, go ahead.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I wanna. I'll see how to do that, but like definitely wanna inspire more people to like work out or do something productive with their time. So might announce like a small competition. Um, we don't know the details yet, but like we can work on it, like quarantine story, and like keep posting your quarantine stories every week, and the best story gets some reward. So that way, like people are still motivated to do stuff during this time, and they can
Yeah.
keep the like sharing their stories, what have they done in the last, 1 week, or like every day is important. Like, last 2 days I learned to do this, or, last 1 week I learned something new, and this is my story. And people can watch each other's stories, and they can get motivated and do something.
No, I agree. Yeah,
Yeah,
let's organize something like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because right now people need the community just to be
For sure.
inspired and see what other people are doing because you can always learn from other people.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter how advanced you are, you can always learn something from someone.
exactly. It's just very simple stuff. Like if you just learned how to cook something very small for the first time, that's still a great achievement because you haven't done it in the last, I don't know, 20 years, 30 years, whatever your age
No,
is. So
I
that's
agree.
still a big thing.
And it is a huge thing. I'm still perfecting like all of my cooking recipes, but like the
Yeah.
first time I made chicken in the oven, like I was freaking excited because how the texture of it was so like melts in your mouth. It was
Are you
like so
working
much
on
better than
like a book or a recipe book
I'm
for
definitely gonna
people?
be putting more, for sure, gonna be putting more recipes like for my clients and just for people to like, because I cook the same things over and over.
Right.
So I'm definitely gonna put them out there just so people can see them and be like, hey, this is not hard. Let me try it.
Yeah.
Because it's scary. Like I know, and I have cooking books too, but there's something fun about just knowing the fundamentals of cooking and like getting creative and doing it your own. And it can be as simple as just mixing in different spices. And like that's a lot of variety that you can add to food.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you like Mexican food. I like Indian food. We come from a heavy background of like spices, so our
Yeah.
food is always very interesting. Uh, and like just adding spices makes so much difference. So
That is the whole difference with everything. Like it's like you can have chicken seven different variations
yeah,
just depending on the spices that you use.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
exactly.
but uh, Yeah, but let's give it 2 more minutes. If someone asks the questions, we'll keep going. If not,
Yeah,
we'll organize another live so you
yeah.
can get back to work. I don't know if you were working today or not.
No, I finished work around 5. Like I'm almost done, so I'm not gonna.
Okay,
I'll probably do some pull-ups after that.
that's
Like I
perfect. Yeah.
literally have a
Okay.
pull-up bar on in my like one of my doors. So like every time I walk through, I was just I took that inspiration from you. Like so, those of who
Yeah.
are still on the call, this
Yeah.
guy has
Right
a
there.
pull-up bar set up right there, and I think I have mine like right there. You see
Perfect.
that?
Yeah.
So every time, just do like 5 reps, and
Yeah.
those cannot like I think in our live I can get some bands, and then it's for the people who cannot do a pull-up, because I see a lot of people, they're like, hey, I can't even do one pull-up, but I'm sure with a band you can do one pull-up, and that's how we
Yeah.
can get people started.
And if you can do a pull up with a band, or because like bands, you can't access a band, for example, or let's say
Mhm.
Amazon sold out, because Amazon is selling out on a lot of home equipment. Um, like
Yeah,
you can put a chair or something elevated, so like you're removing a lot of the weight as you go down.
yeah.
So it's just assisted.
Okay.
It's a super simple hack.
Yeah, I think we can go through those on our like next live.
Yeah,
We
let's
can
do
show
it.
the simpler versions of how to become beast.
Yeah, let's make it happen. But
Yeah.
no one's asking any more questions, so we'll just end it right here. But
Yeah. All
appreciate
right.
everyone for joining.
Yes.
Uh, feel free to reach out to Nahush. He's like he's an animal when it comes to calisthenics. Don't let his
Thanks.
humility fool you. But
And everything body weight and food. We have Master Louis. So, but we'll collab maybe this week for the
yeah,
workout section.
for sure. Sounds
Yeah.
good. Then
Let's do
I'll
another
let you
live.
go. Oh, wait, we have one more question before we finish. Is it better to push through an end of a workout with compromised form or end the workout early with better form? I'll let you take this one first, and then I'll give you my 2 cents.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Very interesting question though. Like when it comes to form, I think Luis knows this. I'm a form Nazi. Like I love like really strict form. So like there's people who who are doing handstands outside, and I call them out all the time because, like, for me personally, bad form is not good because, like, in long term, because it's affecting things that you don't know. So, like, for example, if a bad handstand, by bad handstand, I mean the handstand where, like, it's banana back or like your back is bent, it's putting unnecessary pressure on your spine and you won't even realize it. But if you keep doing it for like 1 year or 2 year in bad form, um, it's going to affect you. And then you don't know what hit you and you're like, oh, what happened? And then you're going to lose all the progress. So for me personally, it's a very thin line between like an extreme bad form and like just a little compromised form. So like I would squeeze out a rep, like a last rep of a pull up, if I think I'm just getting there, but definitely not through like a really bad form. So that's, I don't know if that answers the question, but I would say you will know, like, once you're practicing more and more body weight training in specific. I don't know much about like weightlifting, so I would let Luis answer weightlifting side of it. But when it comes to body weight, like, if you think your push-up form is getting compromised, just, I would say, just stop. It's not even like you don't have to stop the workout completely. Just take like a 15-second break or 30-second break, and then go for those last. Instead of that one, do like five, or whatever you're doing. So that's just my answer. Like, you will know.
No,
And
no,
or hire a
I
coach,
no,
or hire
I
Luis, because he will know.
no, I agree with you with the like I would rather you stop the movement when you reach technical failure.
Yeah,
And that's like how she said like her technique is off. And then just take a rest. You don't
yeah,
have to end the workout, but just rest longer. Give
stress.
it 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever time you need, and then go back to doing the exercise with proper form. Because like how you mentioned, you want to develop good neurological patterns. Like
Yeah,
your body will remember how you're doing the exercise,
exactly.
and you'll develop that habit. If you have bad form, you'll have bad form, as you
Yeah,
progress.
it's
So
way
so it's
harder to
better,
like unlearn and learn.
yeah.
Yes,
So
sorry, go
like
ahead.
just rest longer if you need to, if your form is bad. Especially when you're beginning, like that's gonna happen a lot. These like bodyweight exercises are difficult. If like for example pull-ups, say you can do two good pull-ups and by the third one your form is off. Like I would rather you just step down, rest 2 minutes, then do like two more good ones again instead of trying to do like five ugly ones.
Hmm. For sure. Yeah,
So, so to answer that, just rest longer. You don't have to end the workout early. Just give it like an extra 1 minute to 3 minutes, depending on how difficult it is right now, and just give it extra rest time.
yeah. I think that answers it too. Like, I have the same opinion, because it's
Yeah,
way harder to like unlearn a bad form and then start over.
yeah,
Because like doing bodyweight training or like any form of bodyweight exercises or calisthenics, it's these are difficult things. You're not doing like easy stuff, so don't expect it to, like, you will know day one, I'm gonna be great. And like, if it's harder for you, then you're probably doing it right, because good form is really hard. And
hmm
uh, it's okay to be patient. Like, it's okay to take time and be patient, because like calisthenics is all about patience, I think. Like, I've been training handstands for like last 3 years, and I'm not satisfied with my form. Like, I still don't think like it's great, because like, I've talked to people who are learning handstands for like 10 years, and that's when they are like really good. And I see people who are like, oh, learn handstands in 3 weeks, and I'm like, no, that's just ridiculous. Like, patience is the key. Persistence and patience, as our Mr. Mo says. Wise words. Yeah,
yeah,
he's a very patient and great man. I'm sure he
yeah.
agrees.
No, I agree with you. Like there's the thing when it comes to like learning how to do an exercise is one thing, mastery is another, and mastery takes time.
Exactly. I've been doing this for 10 years, still fat.
It's like Shut up, Mo. You're not fat.
Yeah, sure, fat.
Yeah, but no, great answers, and I agree. Let's end it right here, just so we
Yeah,
get people more time. And like, I'll try to save this live so they can watch the recording. But
yeah, for sure.
yeah, reach out to either of us. We'll love to help you guys. And thank you
All
for
right.
being on the
And
live.
then, yeah, thank you all. And then let's do a workout live soon.
We'll make it happen.
All right.
Let's go. All right. Take care, man. Have a good one.
Yep. See you.
Bye bye.